I am Dr. Bharat Bhushan Sankaye, working as a professor at IMD Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University, Pune, India. Dear all, today we are going to discuss about business environment. Why business environment needs to be studied? What is business? What is environment? And what is the significance of business environment for the business? As you all know, no organization works in vacuum. They work in dynamic environment. Environment always is dynamic in nature. It changes at local level, at regional level, at national level, and at international level. Whatever changes takes place in the environment, it has direct or indirect impact on your business prospects, maybe in short term, maybe in long term. So let us first try to understand what exactly is meant by business. Business is a system created to satisfy the society's needs and desires. Every business ultimately tries to satisfy the needs and wants of the public at large. What exactly is meant by system? As like our body, as you all know. Our body is a system. We have eyes, we have legs, we have ears, we have hands, and we have so many elements of body. Each one of the element of our body functions for the specific purpose. So they are independent in their own function, but at the same time they are interrelated, they are interdependent. So likewise, a business is a kind of a system where a lot of different elements they work together for ensuring that the society's needs and wants are properly satisfied. Now let us try to understand what exactly is meant by environment. Environment consists of internal environment and also external environment. As far as the internal environment is concerned, which is controllable in its nature, which can be controlled by the organization. And as far as the external environment is concerned, which is not controllable, which is beyond the control of the organization. So why business environment needs to be studied? What is the significance of it? Just imagine now in India, demonetization has taken place. GST is in place. There are a lot of different kinds of rules and regulations which are placed by the government. There are various kinds of festivals, what we celebrate. There are various kinds of political parties and their agendas and their philosophies towards running the nation is different. Our social fabric is totally different than what we witness around the world. So whatever changes takes place in all these areas, do you feel that there is an impact on our business? Yes, there is an impact. There is a short-term impact, there is a long-term impact. Based on changes taking place in the environment, organization tries to adapt itself. They try to change themselves. Why the changes are required to be made? The reason is, until and unless we will not change ourselves according to the changes taking place in the environment, we will not be able to survive in the market. We will not be able to sustain in the market. For sustaining ourselves with the kind of a competition what we face at local, regional, national and international level, organization has to change itself. There is a saying, there are three kinds of companies in the world. The first company is they make things happen. Second company is they watch things happening. And third company is they wonder what happened. The first company, they make things happen means the company changes itself with the changes taking place in the environment. So they are alert. They try to keep a track on what is happening around them, within the organization and outside the organization. Their every effort is made for ensuring that they change themselves in a short term, in a medium term, in a long term, taking into account changes taking place in the business environment, so that they remain competitive in the competitive environment. The second kind of a company is they watch things happening. They keep a track on changes taking place in the environment, but they don't change at their own end. So naturally they will not be in a position to face the kind of a changes taking place in the environment. And third kind of a company, they wonder what happened. Basically it is because they neither keep a track on changes taking place in the business environment nor they change themselves, and ultimately their role in the market remains diminishing, or they will not be in a position to survive in the market. So it is essential for every business to ensure that business environment is to be studied properly, they need to be monitored properly, and accordingly they are expected to change themselves. Then only they will be in a position to create a competitive edge over their competitors. So now let us try to understand what exactly is meant by internal environment, what exactly is meant by external environment. As far as the internal environment is concerned, internal environment is that environment which is controllable for the organization. So what are the elements of internal environment? The first important element of internal environment is the organizational resources. As you all must be knowing that organization has several resources. What are the resources organization has? Organization has people as a resource. Organization has money as a resource. Organization has material as a resource. Organization has facilities as a resource. Organization has a system as a resource. And organization also has knowledge as a resource. So all these resources, they are scarce in nature. They are not abundantly available. So what is required for the organization? Organization has to optimally utilize them. If we will not utilize them optimally, we will not be in a position to create a competitive edge. So organization's primary job is to ensure that their resources are optimally utilized. The people needs to be optimally utilized. Their money is to be optimally utilized. Their material is to be optimally utilized. Their facilities to be optimally utilized. Their system is to be optimally utilized. Their knowledge is to be optimally utilized. How the people can be optimally utilized? As you all know, people are the most important element. If we compare people with other elements of factors of production, you will find that people are distinct. Why are they distinct? Because all other factors of production, they are not active. They do not play a role of catalyst. People play a role of catalyst. People are human beings, they are live people. They ensure that all the other elements are accelerated in a desired way. And that's why people and their utilization becomes primary objective for every organization. So how the people can be utilized by the organization? The most important part for the organization is right people needs to be chosen for the right job. They need to be properly trained. They need to be properly motivated. They need to be properly appraised. And based on that, we have to ensure that the people deliver for which they are hired for. So people need to be properly utilized by the organization. If it is not properly utilized, naturally organization will not be in a position to achieve its common goal, what they are aiming at. The second important element of organization is money. As you all know, money is considered to be a lifeblood of the organization. Money is to be optimally utilized. As you all know, there are various sources of funds from where the business community, they raise the funds. So how we raise the fund? How we use the fund? That is equally important. As far as raising the fund is concerned, I will give a small example. Example of Dhirubhai Ambani. As you all know, Dhirubhai Ambani, he was the most successful entrepreneur in India. Do you know? He never had any kind of a management degree. But in spite of that, he could give the new lessons to the world. What are the lessons he has given as far as money optimization is concerned? You all must be knowing that money can be raised either by your own sources or by external sources. And in external sources, you can take the money by way of debts or by way of equity. So he has, for the first time in India, introduced a new concept of convertible debenture. And this convertible debenture was first time introduced by Dhirubhai Ambani, who never had any kind of a management background. So what he did, when he wanted to start a Reliance industry, he wanted to raise extra funds from the market. And as you all know, that time his standing in the market was not there what it is now. That time people never believed on him. And that's why it was important for him to appeal to the public at large, to the investors, that I am taking this particular money from you as a debenture, and for a specific period of time I will be giving you interest on that, and that interest was more than what the bankers were offering in general market. As you all know, he wanted to start a refinery in India for the first time, and as you all know, he started a refinery at Gujarat, which is one of the largest one in Asia, and in a shortest period of time he could commence that particular project. So on one side he raised the funds by way of offering that particular instrument to the public at large as a debenture, and after the commencement of the project, the same debentures were converted into equity shares, and because those debentures were converted into equity shares, you will be surprised to note that their employee who used to be drivers in the company, they also have become crorepati's. Why they have become crorepati's? Because the same debenture got converted into equity, and equity's market price has gone up in such an extent that people could mint extra funds by offering that particular instrument in the market for the first time. That is what he has given it. So he had a vision. He had a vision of ensuring that the funds needs to be raised in a proper way. As you all must be knowing that raising funds from the domestic market, raising funds from debentures, raising funds from equity, raising funds from international market, the cost of money is different. So how better we use the kinds of resources and sources which are available in the market, so that the cost of money is optimally utilized by the organization and they create an edge for themselves. So now we'll go to the next element, that is material. As you all must be knowing that raw material is commonly used by the organization. So how best we can utilize raw material for ensuring that you create an edge over your competitors. I'll give an example. Birla company wanted to start a cement project in Karnataka. So they have started near Malkhed, that is near Gulbarga. Why they have started near Malkhed? The reason is limestone is abundantly available over there, and limestone is the main raw material which is required for manufacturing of a cement. If the factory is located near to the raw material, naturally the transportation cost can come down drastically. To that extent, you have a better productivity as compared with any other units. So that is the advantage. So how better we use our site and location for ensuring that we optimally utilize our raw material. That also becomes one of the important elements for ensuring that we deliver the value to our customers. As far as iron companies are concerned, as you all know, Tata is located at Jamshedpur. Why Tata is located at Jamshedpur? The reason is iron ore and coal is abundantly available over there. And coal and iron ore, that is the raw material which is required. So you have to ensure that your raw material is available at a given place at a competitive price. That is what the organization has to ensure so that they deliver the desired value to the customers. Just imagine a Maruti Udyog, the company we started in 1918. They are leaders in automobile business in India. Why they have become leaders in automobile business? The reason is they are ensuring that their raw material is optimally utilized. For example, you all must know that Swift product was introduced by the company, which was most popular brand in the market. So they introduced Desire. What is the difference between Desire and Swift? Swift is a hatchback car and Desire is a sedan car. You will be surprised to note that the raw material required for the front side, raw material required for the doors, 4 doors, they are the same. So they are ensuring that the number of units manufactured by the company, they are more in number. The version which is introduced by Maruti basically tries to optimally utilize their resources so that the cost of production comes down, and they offer a product to the customers at very competitive price as compared with any other competitors in the market. So that is the area which the company has to take into account for ensuring that their resources are optimally utilized. The next area is facility, infrastructure facility. You all must know that Tata Motors, which is located at Pune, that's a huge campus. In that particular campus, there were several lines which were idle. So when Volvo came in India, that time they wanted to start their manufacturing facility in country. But starting a manufacturing facility without anticipating how much is going to be demand in the market, they just had a tie-up with Tata Motors, requesting them whatever idle capacity they have available in their plant, that will be utilized by them. To that extent, they had a collaboration with Tata Motors for using their facilities. By using this particular facility, it was a win-win position for both. The first, the Mercedes-Benz, the company was not required to invest any amount for plant and machinery, which is the huge investment at the initial stage. And once they identify the kind of a market acceptance, and if they find the market has accepted their product in a proper way, in that case, they can start manufacturing their own facility. So to that extent, they are calculating the risk and taking the decision of using the facility of some other company. As far as Tata is concerned, they had the ideal capacity available. It was not optimally utilized, and that capacity was utilized by some other company, and through that, Tata's could generate extra revenue for them. So it was a win-win position for both of them, and that is what is required. The next important area is information or knowledge. As you all know, nowadays, it is said that managing business well is to manage its future well, and managing its future well is to manage its information. There is abundance of information available within the organization and outside the organization. What is required? Having information is one, and using that information is second. So what is important for the organization? Organization has to create a kind of a system within the organization so that the information can be used in real time, and that is what is required. And I'll just give an example. ICICI, which came into the market for the first time with the banking services offered to the masses, they started their banking services with core banking. Core banking means with the internet they started offering all the services to the customer. Before introduction of ICICI core banking in the market and internet banking in the market, the usual practice in India was, suppose the customer want to open an account, he was expected to collect the piece of paper from the bank, he was expected to go physically over there, then he was expected to enroll himself, produce all the documents, and then as and when he want to transact with the bank, he has to go there, personally fill the form. verify all the signatures and everything, and then he used to get the money in person. But what the ICICI did, they offered the ATM cards in the market. With the ATM cards, verification of the customers, their identification, the balance amount available in the bank, and then delivering the money to the customers, that they started giving it through ATM machine. So they are used technology also, they are used information also, and they are used system also. So by using this, they created an edge over the others. So in short, what I'm trying to tell you, that whatever resources are available at our disposal, that needs to be optimally utilized by the organization. Thank you so much.